what you got. Oh, I can't see tomorrow. Gotta live, try to get a little wiggle room, the rest don't stop. Quid pro quo, I need the best y'all got. Trying to make a dollar, flip it like it's vinyl. Trying to make a way. What's it worth to you if the price too high? Quid pro quo, I need the best y'all got. Give me your best. I won't tell you nothing less, cause I'm giving you 100. How you always leaving me with nothing? I'm not impressed. It's gonna take more than this, cause I'm giving you 100. And I don't even know if I can trust you for nothing.
Well, let's do this thing. Let's do this thing. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Thursday. It is I don't keep saying January, man. It's February the 16th. What a beautiful morning. I'm telling you, it is storming like crazy in Tennessee. Hopefully, we're not going to have any really bad weather, but they're saying we might have some bad weather. Nonetheless, good morning, Kristen Ritchie. She's first been in the door this morning. How are you? Just been working last night. Did you work last night or you just up early? Everybody's going to get in here and get rolling. So did you work early, Kristen, or or work late last night? Are you just getting off, or are you just getting started? Morning, Michelle. Good morning, morning. Hope you're good. I like it. Kristen said she's up early today. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like that early morning thing, y'all. I am absolutely unbelievably excited to get into this Gary Brecka stuff. So if y'all saw that link, Christy heard Gary Brecka speak at the mastermind that she went to a few weekends ago. He spoke at GrowthCon yesterday. So we're watching the 10X Growth Conference. Good morning, Casey Duncan. We're watching the 10X Growth Conference virtually. They're in Vegas. Of course, we've talked about that a couple of times, and a couple of people that we are hopefully getting hooked up with. Vanessa, good gracious. Good morning, Vanessa. I'm just teasing. I'm messing with you. So some folks that Christy has met, they are at GrowthCon, and she's in, you've seen those pictures, but Gary Brecka spoke yesterday at GrowthCon. Y'all, I could not pull myself away from watching him. Just his energy. He's a biohacker is what he's called. So his name's Gary Brecka. So look him up. But good morning, Teal. But he's a biohacker. So what he's done is he's taken his experience in working in the insurance industry and with working with DNA and gene indicators and chemical indicators in your body. And here's what sucks. I'm gonna tell you the second part about this. So the insurance industry has a way to look at markers of your body, right? They have a way to look at different pieces of your body, like in tests and swabs, and so they collect all your blood tests and blood samples and all the things that you do throughout your life, and those things are stored in a database. And that database insurance companies use to determine and actually plot out within 30 days of when you're going to die. Based on the chemicals and things in your body, they can actually plot when you're going to die. Scary. That's what he did. This dude is a genius. So he took this information and he said what set it off was he saw where not only do they know when they're going to die within 30 days, but they know what they can do to stop it. The insurance companies know what they can do to stop it, and when they see these certain pharmaceuticals come on board, when they see these counter actions with the medications, and they're actually able to see this stuff. It's crazy. And Gary said that the fork of the road, the crossroads for him was that he had a lady who they'd seen the markers, they had seen where she was, they had seen a prescription that had been called in or filled for her, and he knew if she took that prescription that she would die within the next 6 months. That if she brought that prescription that she was prescribed by a physician on board, took that prescription for any length of time that would kill her. And he wanted to reach out. He had all of her information, so he was able to call her, and he was told by his boss he couldn't do it. That they signed a non-disclosure. They signed a thing when they first started working there that they could not reach out to any of these people personally to help them or to advise them. Their job was to simply work for the insurance company to be able to rate these people. So he said the fact that this woman was being sacrificed by this pharmaceutical, this woman was going to was going to literally be killed because, and they could have prevented it. He said, "I'm out." He said, "I'm out." So what he did is he used this information now to biohack people. So he has this test, and I don't know if y'all saw this little thing. I bought two of them. I bought one for Christy. I bought one for me yesterday. But you take this test, and it actually goes use saliva and blood. It takes a test, you send it off, they analyze it, they tell you what gene markers you have, what markers you have, and they're able to prescribe natural aminos and things to counteract what that is to get you rocking and rolling in a better spot. To hear him tell the story about how he met Grant Cardone and how this thing kind of cranked up and how he met Grant Cardone is pretty cool. But man, this dude's a genius. So I'm gonna do the biomarker testing, the gene testing thing, because I'm gonna be a badass. So I'm gonna be superhuman. So I'm fired up about it. It's $600, and that's a lot of money. But at the end of the day, it's if I pay $600 right now to get an indication of the things I need to do to be healthy, to be able to save myself hospital visits, to be able to save myself in the future, to be able to make myself healthier, to be able to create extra days of my life, man, that's $600 is a drop in the bucket for the rest of the money that I can make. Right? At $600 is a drop in the bucket to the rest of the things that I can do. The more I'm here, and the more I'm alive, and the better I feel, and the more I mean, if I get to feel, I told Christy last night, I said, man, if I feel like any more of a badass, you're in trouble, girl. So let me just get started. So Gary Brecka, I want to. That's a pretty cool thing. Actually ties into what I'm talking about this morning. So let's get started. My name is Aaron Dwyer, and my wife Christy and I own Exit Realty Lake Country. We have offices in Georgia and in Tennessee, and every single morning we get up and we have this call at 5:30 Central, 6:30 Eastern. Spend 30, 45 minutes together and just talking about life, talking about love, talking about performance, talk about real estate. We talk about all kinds of things and really work to get our agents off to a good start. Agents need to have some energy, and they need to have some motivation to start their day, and we hope to be able to provide some of that through this call. So we know that if we can create a good morning, we can create a great day, and at least increase our chances. We don't know what's going to happen in the future, but we can at least increase our chances of having a good day. So that's what we try to do. We try to pile enough of these good moments, and good days, and good weeks, and good months together to make great years. And that pile enough great years together, we can make a great life. So that's what we're trying to do. So let's get rocking and rolling. Y'all, how was the meeting yesterday? I got to see some of it. Was the meeting good yesterday? Did everybody enjoy that? I understand that we had another defection. It's so crazy. I was thinking about that this morning. Thinking about the just the absolute ignorance of some people, and y'all, and I put myself in that same boat because I promise you, there have been moments in my life where I have been absolutely ignorant, and ignorance just means absence of knowledge. That means you are operating in a place where you don't have knowledge, right? For the life of me, for the life of me, I don't understand why I do this. I do this. I feel like I have really good information. I feel like I'm very intelligent. I feel like I have access to lots of information, and I feel like that sometimes I walk in that in a positive way. Sometimes don't walk in that in a positive way. Sometimes I walk in that information and I share good information, and sometimes I walk in what I share or what I have, and I don't share that in a very positive way. I don't. You know what? I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not even gonna go there. All right. So this morning we're gonna stick with our theme. We're gonna stick with what we're talking about. How about that? Number 11. Number 11 on Grant Cardone's 32 things successful people do that unsuccessful people don't do is successful people readily take action. Successful people readily take action. A successful person doesn't sit and wait for something to happen. A successful person makes it happen. A successful person doesn't wait for their situation to change. A successful person wakes up and says, I have the power to change my situation. We so many times get wrapped up in, and let's use Gary Brecka as an example. We wake up and y'all, I've done this where we go. I'm 50 years old. My dad, when I was probably a freshman in high school, my dad would pick me up at school, drive me to Green Hills, which is a spot in Nashville. We would go to a gym in Green Hills every afternoon, and I would work out with my dad every afternoon. My dad was a huge weightlifter. He was a monster. When he was in his 40s, my dad's arms were like this big around. I mean, that dude was an absolute beast. One of the strong, and that's where I get it. I get my genes, my strength genes from him because he was one of the strongest 40-year-olds I'd ever seen in a gym. I mean, this dude could throw some weight around because he was a police officer and he loved to be all big and strong and all that kind of stuff. But every day when I was a freshman in high school, we'd get in the car, we would drive to Green Hills, and I would be in that environment. I'd be in that gym, and I'd work out every single day. The only day I did not work out was Sunday. So from the time I was 14, I got in the police department when I was 21. So that's 7 years. When I was 21 to the time I was probably 29, so it's another 8 years. That's 15 years. I worked out every single day, every single day. So for a period of my life, for almost 15, 17 years, I was in a gym running and lifting weights every single day. Every day. It was my lifestyle. That's what I did. At some point when I turned 25, 26, I got very discouraged. I got very down. I was in an environment that was really negative. I was in a spot that was it's a very tough spot. Being a police officer was not a, it's not a fun job. It's not a fun career. You are operating in the worst parts of the community. You are dealing with people who, for all intents and purposes, have very difficult times adjusting to society. They have very difficult times adjusting to normalcy. They have very difficult times just adjusting to doing things like other people. You deal with the people who are always the ones who are pushing the envelopes or breaking the law or whatever you want to say. You see really bad things every single day. You deal with a lot of bad stuff every single day, and you can never be wrong. You can never make a mistake. Your life depends on you being absolutely perfect every single time you go do something. And it's I don't see how these guys, these men and women who are police officers now, I do not see how they do it. I do not see how they do their job in modern today's world. I just do not see how they do it. It is I just when I think about it, it makes my skin crawl. My point being, at some point, I got very, very depressed. At some point, I got very, very down. At some point, all of the things that I dealt with on the outside took root on the inside. All the things that I saw and the conversations that I had on the outside, those things started to take root on the inside, and my insides started to change. My emotions started to change. Who I was as a person started to change. I pulled away from other people. I pulled away from society. I pulled away from my wife at the time. I pulled away from my kids at the time. I became very self absorbed, very inwardly focused because it was all about me. And when it became all about me and I became very inwardly focused, the only thing I was concerned about was survival. The only thing I was concerned about was getting through the day. I lived my life in short bursts. I lived my days in very short bursts. There was no planning for the future. I didn't have a future. The only thing that I wanted to do was survive that next shift. The only thing I wanted to do was get through that day. If I could make, y'all, my outlook on life was, I just hope I live past 40. Because when I was a police officer, I was out looking under rocks looking for bad guys. I was out opening up doors looking for bad guys, and I was looking in trash cans and in cars and trying to find somebody who wanted to shoot it out with me, or trying to find somebody who wanted to fight with me, or trying to find somebody to chase. I mean, that's what I wanted to do. I loved to chase y'all. I love chasing people in cars as much as I love breathing. And when somebody would run in a car, I'm telling y'all, it made me so excited. It was one of the best things I'd ever done. I love chasing people. It was so much fun. I love catching them more, but I love chasing people. So I detached from my future. And unfortunately, a lot of police officers, a lot of people who work in that field are the same way. It's very difficult for them to plan for the future because their life's in very short bursts. It's in very short increments. It's in very short sprints. So because of that, my life began to change. As my emotions changed, as my insides changed, my outward life started to change. The things that I saw started to change. The friends that I had started to go away. The people that I knew started to distance themselves from me. And at some point at 26, 27 years old, I stopped working out. I stopped taking care of myself. I stopped caring about much else other than just get through the day. And what I found was, as I began to evolve into that person, I became less connected to actually who I was. I became less connected to actually who I was supposed to be as a person. And I can tell you lots and lots of stories about that. I can tell you lots of things about this huge disconnect between who I was walking around being and who God created me to be. Because all of us have this challenge. All of us have this burden in this life where we have this. Some of us have this disconnect walking out who we are every single day, being disconnected from who God has created us to be and what we should do. And we walk in this life in this non-congruence and this non-connection where we walk around every day looking for meaning. We try to find meaning in our every single day, and we try to find some meaning in what we're doing because we're disconnected from what God created us to do. And I look at the people on this call. I know that you guys have got things in your spirits. Teal McKinney. Have y'all ever heard Teal McKinney sing? Have you ever heard Teal McKinney sing? I mean, that woman can flat blow. She is absolutely she has the voice of an angel. She's like, what was the guy in Step Brothers? She's been known as the songbird of her generation. I mean, she can flat sing. So I'm certain there's something. I'm just using this as an example. There's probably something in Teal where she was younger because she recognized that she had this talent. She recognized that she had this ability at some point early when she was a child. I'm certain until you can stop me if I'm wrong, but I'm speaking in general terms because this is typically how our human condition works and how our human involvement works. We recognize at some point early on that we have this gift. We recognize that early on we had this talent, and we're a little bit different than other people, and we can do things that other people can't do. And then we begin to say, okay, well, we've got this talent and we have this thing that we can do that other people can't do. Then why don't we evolve into this? Why don't I be this? And I'm certain at some point in Teal's life, she said, I'm going to be a star. I'm going to have a music career. I'm going to be on stage. I'm going to make music. I'm going to make records. I'm going to make millions. I'm going to be on stage. The lights are going to shine on me. I'm going to be a star. I am certain at some point in Teal's life, and that's Teal. You still are a star. We love you to pieces. But you know what I mean? I'm a star in that kind of term and like that kind of star. I'm certain there was a place in Teal's life where she thought that, and then there was a place in Teal's life where she said, "Okay, I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I'm a daughter. I gotta go to get a job because this being a star thing is super hard, and this being a musician thing is super hard, and making money doing this is super hard. And I don't want to sing in bars and in the bar at bar mitzvahs, and I don't want to sing at quinceañeras the rest of my life. I want to, yeah, I'd love to make some money doing this, but there's a disconnect now, and I got to figure out what I'm going to do. I did say songbird. Y'all know what I'm talking about? That's my wife saying that. Here, get on here, girl. I'm gonna send her a message. Hang on. If y'all, Christy, you can't say this. You can't say this. But if you can reference the movie that the line, the songbird of I've been called the songbird of my generation. If you can tell me what movie that's from, I will buy you a special gift. I don't know what I'll get you. I'll get you a coffee mug or something, or a T-shirt. I don't know. I'll send you something from Nashville. Did I say it already? I don't think I said it already. Maybe I did say it already. I think I said it already. I may have said it already. No, Chrissy's got me all out of kilter now. But where I was going with that was at some point there was a disconnect in what Teal, who she believed she was based on the ability that she had and who she was walking out in her everyday life. Successful people readily take action. Successful people readily take action. They don't sit around. Kristen Ritchie, bam. All right, I'm gonna get Kristen Ritchie. I'll get with you later, girl. I'll get you. I guess I did. Maybe I did say. I don't know. Y'all, Step Brothers is one of my movies, and if I'm watching TV, sitting down flipping channels, and I see Step Brothers on the guide, boop, I'm watching it. It's a stop and watch movie for me. Sorry, I love y'all. It's just who I am. My point. Here I'm going. I'm gonna get back on task. Nothing changes until we change. Teal could have, and I've done this, and dang it, I did give it away already. A big mouth. It sounded fun at the time. So what happens is we walk through this life. We have again. Let's go backwards a little bit. This God endowed gift that I talk about, these sparks of life that I talk about, this birthright that I talk about, this thing that I believe that every single one of us are born with, these collection of sparks, this collection of things inside of us that God has given us, that we are created with, we're born with. When God says, I knew the hairs on your head, I knew who you were before I formed you in the womb. I knew exactly the gift that you were going to be before you came to the earth. And when you came to the earth, now our journey in this earth, on this earth and on this planet is to leave it a better place than we found it. It is to share those gifts and make other people better as we walk around and as we go all through our daily lives where we have these gifts to leave the earth a better place, to start to initiate change. We have the ability to change worlds. You have the ability to change your circumstances. Successful people readily take action. Teal Saul had a gift. She understood this gift. She could be in the bathroom brushing her hair when she was 10 years old and sing a song. And it's like she sounded like she was a songbird. And when she went to school, other 10-year-olds couldn't sing like that. Hell, I've heard Jagger try to sing. Jagger thinks he can sing and he can't sing. I sing. I sing in the car. A lot of us sing and it sounds awful. But Teal actually could sing. Teal actually could carry a tune, so she knows she's different. She knows she has this gift. She knows she has this thing inside her. But then life does something, and life takes her by her hand, and life pulls her in a direction away from that gift. Now you have other gifts, and that gift for you is maybe like a gift for a lot of people. It looks one way, and we wrap our mind around this one particular thing that we believe this gift can do. We wrap our mind around this one particular street or one particular path that this gift can do. We have this thing, this gift that it's in this box, and the only way this gift can be expressed to the world is in this particular box and in this particular environment. And what happens in life is we get challenged. Our circumstances change on the outside, and life is asking us, life is challenging us. Life is challenging us to figure out new ways to express that gift. Life is challenging us to figure out new ways to express who we are as a person. Life challenges us. It challenged me at 25, 26 years old. It said, Aaron, you can't walk around and be detached from other people. You can't walk around and be unemotional. You can't go through your life and not be who you were designed to be, because God gave you a gift of leadership. God gave you a gift of being able to speak into other people's lives. God gave you a gift of being able to walk in a room and make people happy and help people get to better spots in their lives. And you're not doing that. That's not who you are. There was a disconnect for me. There's a disconnect for Teal. Christy, I guess this is Christy because her name's not on here. She said she talked about this yesterday. That unfulfilled feeling we get when we aren't living out what we were put to do. That unfulfilled feeling when you sit down and you're in your quiet moments. That's why meditation is so important, and your prayer to God is so important, and your times that you don't have anybody else around, when it's so important that you become connected to yourself, not to anybody else. But you get connected to yourself and you feel this dissonance. You feel this disconnection. You feel this rub, this friction between, I know there's something better for me. I know there's something a lot y'all, you do realize that a lot of people get their real estate license because they have that conversation. They're watching Chip and Joanna Gaines. They're like, "Oh, I like TV. Oh, let's watch Chip and Joanna. They're a fun couple. Oh, look at that pretty house. Oh, I love houses. Oh my gosh, look at the shiplap she does. I love shiplap. Oh wow, where did she find that hearth? I love fireplaces. You know what? I love houses. They spent how much on that house? Gosh, a real estate agent makes 2.5 or 3% of that. If I could make 3% of $400,000, babe, that would, holy smoke. Jenny got her real estate license. No Jenny included. I'm not speaking of a Jenny specifically, just a Jenny hypothetically in my situation. Jenny got her real estate license and she's not that smart. You think I could get my real estate license? Because if I could do that 2 or 3 times a year, that's more money than I'm making now. And your spouse says, as he's on his phone playing Tecmo Bowl, or your spouse is on his phone sending somebody a mail, he goes, "Yeah, babe, you can probably get a real estate license. Yeah, babe, you can probably do that. Well, that'd be awesome, babe, if you could." The spouse isn't paying you any attention either because they're wrapped up in what they're doing. That's the conversation that most people get their real estate license. That's how they do it. They see their real estate license as maybe a means to an end. They see their real estate license as maybe a path to something different. They see getting a real estate license as, okay, I'll give this a shot. We'll see what happens. And then we have this industry, this collection of people who get their real estate licenses, and the majority of them are in this mode of, let's just see what happens. But what we find is you guys end up at our company, you end up at Exit Realty Lake Country, you end up with Aaron and Christy, and this is not we're not, Aaron and Christy are not regular real estate people. We got a touch of crazy in us. We have a touch of belief that we can change the world. We have a touch of belief that if we can, I don't know why that hit me all of a sudden. We have a touch of belief that we can change the world. We have a touch of belief that we can speak into your lives and speak truth into your life. And not only can we help you be a better person, or a better real estate agent, that we can help you be a better person. And if we can help you find that better version of you, that better person you are, that better person you were created to be, then you take that back home and your kids are better, and your husbands are better, your marriages are better, your real estate, maybe just a touch, Michelle, but it's a good kind of crazy. It's the kind of crazy Elon Musk. I can assure you, we are not Elon Musk. I do believe it's in that same path. I do believe it's in that, like when you go shopping at Nordstrom's, you got stuff that's really, really expensive on that aisle, and you got stuff that's not quite as expensive on that aisle. It's all pretty good stuff, and it's all the same kind of brand. It's all the same stuff, but maybe not as expensive. I think Aaron and Christy, we have enough crazy in us that's enough that we just are crazy enough to think that we can do this. That we're just crazy enough together to think that we can help people, because it's not just real estate for us. This is us getting up in the morning at 5:30 Central, 6:30 Eastern. This is us spending time with you every single day when we talk to you, trying to not only help you with your real estate business, but help you try to be the best version of you. Successful people take action, and if I can blow enough breath and blow enough life on those sparks and ignite those sparks a little bit, if we can create a little bit of a flame, if you can get enough in you, you will look up and wake up and look out and say, you know what, I'm a different person today. I can go do something different today. I can go change this. I can go get this. I can do this. I can create a family legacy. I can create wealth for my family. All I got to do is go do it. Kristen, that's a great man. I haven't watched The Founder. I might need to watch that. Kristen Ritchie put a post on, put a comment on here. She said we was talking about The Founder, that movie that talks about the beginning of McDonald's, and she said it drove home what we're talking about. She said that Ray Kroc was persistent. He was dangerous. He did things other people wouldn't do until he got what he wanted to get. Till he actually achieved what he set out to get. What if you woke up every single day? I've told y'all, you can't beat somebody who won't quit. You don't want to fight somebody who's never going to give up. And if you're ever able to see you are the one that causes the effects, it's not, we're raised in this thought of cause and effect, right? That there's something that has to change here before this changes, or there's something that has to change out here before this changes in here. That we're waiting on our ship to come in. We're waiting on making enough money. We're waiting on being skinny enough. We're waiting on being tall enough. We're waiting on being old enough. We're waiting on all these things to line up and all these boxes to stack perfectly before we go do what we're supposed to go do. And that's not what nature says has to happen. That's not what nature says. That's not the way it works. Inside of you is this song. Inside of you is this thing. Inside of you is this animal that's waiting to get out. And instead of being cause and effect, you are the cause of the effect. You are the one who has the ability to change your circumstances. You are the one. Thank you, Casey. You are the one who causes the effects. You are the one who creates the change. Stop waiting for something out here to change. Stop waiting for some light to be different colors. Stop waiting for this to happen. Stop waiting for your ship to come in. Go get on the boat. Go make a ship. Go build the ark. Noah, God didn't tell Noah, I'm going to flood the earth. I'm going to need you to sit here and wait for a ship to come in. He told Noah there's going to be a flood, and I'm going to flood the earth, and I'm going to kill everybody. I'd like to protect you and your family, and I'd love to protect the things that I've created. So here's what you're going to have to do. You're going to go build a boat. And the boat that you're building, it needs to be fairly large. Y'all do get that, right? Noah didn't build this boat in his backyard. That he wasn't able to hide it in the garage. That he wasn't able to hide that boat that he was building under a tarp. That Noah was given something in his spirit, given something in him and who he was. And when God said, "Go build a boat," everybody saw him building a boat in the desert. Good morning, Mags. Everybody saw Noah being a dumbass. Everybody saw Noah doing something that nobody else was doing, and they ridiculed him and they mocked him. And I can't even imagine the people that walk by as he's stacking these boards and stacking these rocks and stacking this thing to build this boat, as they're hewing out all these trunks and trees and all the things that they're doing to build this massive boat. Can you imagine the ridicule and the haters that were walking by, talking crap about Noah? Y'all, when you do something different, when you got something on your life, when it's time for you to go make a change, when it's time for you to go do that thing, there are some times when you're going to walk out in that thing and people are going to call you crazy. And people are going to say you're an idiot. And people are going to tell you it's never going to work. I promise you, read any autobiography, read Ray Kroc's biography, read Steve Jobs' biography, read Elon Musk's biography, read any biography, Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods. Y'all, I don't care whose biography you read. If you read an uber successful person's biography, at some point in their journey, people are going to mock them. People are going to say it's never going to work. People are going to say you shouldn't do that. People are going to throw rocks at you building your boat. That's what people do. But here's what Noah did. He kept nailing boards. He kept building a boat. I don't know if that was Noah's background or not. I can't imagine there are very many boat builders in the desert. Um, don't know if Noah knew how to build a boat or not. If God told me today, Aaron, I'm going to need you to build a boat, I would not know where to start. I would not know where to start. And I would say that very thing, Maggie. But God, I ain't sure I know how to build a boat. But God, I am not sure how this sucker's going to float. But, 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 successful people readily take action. Stop living your life. Stop letting your butt lead your life. Stop letting your butt lead your life. And Noah didn't have Google, Casey. That's true. Stop letting your butts lead your life. Stop letting your ass lead. Sorry, Violet. Stop living your life in the butts. But I'm not smart enough. But I don't know enough. But I don't know how to call these people. But I don't have a script to say. But. Successful people readily take action. Successful people walk right past the butts. They walk right by them. But I don't have the right shoes. I don't have the right clothes. But I don't have the right car. Y'all, I've been there, done that. I'm telling you right now, successful people readily take action. If you want to live your purpose, if you want to live your life of purpose, if you want to get up and go and do the things, I promise you, here's what's going to happen. When Noah started building the boat, when Noah started taking action, even with all the people who were talking smack and all the people who were talking trash about Noah and all the things that were going on while Noah was building that boat, you know what God kept doing? God kept providing wood. God kept providing nails. Wherever Noah went, oh, I could use that on the boat. Yep, I can use that on the boat. Because here's what happens. If you believe the Bible to be true and those stories to be true, look in the Bible and tell me a time when God did not call a person to do something and provided everything they need to accomplish what he called them to do. The children of Israel wandered in the desert for 40 years and he fed them every single day. He gave them a light at night to follow and gave them food in the day to have. There's a purpose in your life. There's a call in your life. Successful people do what unsuccessful people won't do. Unsuccessful sit around and wait for their circumstances to change. Unsuccessful people get up in the morning and they bitch and moan because they're overweight. They complain because they don't have this. They complain because they don't have that. They go to a job from 8 to 5. They punch the clock. They punch it in. They punch it out. And they come home and bitch because they have to work all day long. At some point, what a successful person does is says, I don't want to bitch anymore. I don't like working 8 to 5 there. I'm going to figure something else out. And they start walking in that. And then guess what? When they start walking in that, you know what God does? God rewards them for their courage. God rewards them for going through the challenging times. And it's going to be challenging. Casey, there are going to be times when you're going to sit and wonder and you're going to look in the mirror and you're going to, why in the heck did I get my real estate license? It would be so much easier if I could just go back to work 8 to 5 and they would give me a paycheck every 2 weeks. That would be so much easier. And guess what? It would be a whole lot easier. But if you can envision this, that's taking a journey, looking over at the box you just got out of, peering over the edge of the box, and going, at least when I was in the box, I knew how far I could go. At least when I was in the box, I didn't have to worry about anybody hurting me or saying bad things about me. They just left me alone. And, the comfort of the box, and you climb right back in it, and you quit doing what you were called to do. You quit walking on the path you were called to walk. You quit moving toward your dream. And a lot of people climb right back in that box. And they get right back in that box, and it feels good for a minute, And then guess what? They're right back to where they were, wishing they weren't in the box. So here's what I'm going to tell you today. Successful people readily take action. What is on your agenda that you're not doing? What is on? I told you I'm using this bad boy, and it's hard for me. What is on your list that you're not doing? What is on in your book that you're not doing? Stop living your life in the buts. Stop waiting for everything to be perfect. Your ship may already be there. You just got to get up and get to the ship. Your ship may have already come in and it's tied up and it's ready for you to get your butt on it, but you just got to get from here to the ship. You got to walk, run, crawl, bike, Uber, rent a car, phone a friend. Get your butt from here to the boat. Get on the boat. Your ship's probably there. You're in a spot right now. You're in a place right now. You're in a place right now where you have the world right here. You're in an industry right now where there is no limit onto what you can do. There's no box top. There's no lid on what you can achieve for your family, the legacy that you can create, the money, the wealth, all the things. You've got freedom. You have the ability to make this be whatever you want it to be. Successful people initiate change. Successful people take action. Nothing on the outside is going to change until you change on the inside. Nothing is going to be fantastic out here until you're fantastic in here. And as long as you are in here being sad, being lonely, being discontented, being afraid, being all the things that maybe you are, your life out here is going to continue to reflect exactly what this is. Because our life reflects what we think about. Our life reflects what we concentrate on. Our life reflects on the outside who we are on the inside. What is it that you want to do? What is it that you want to be? Who is it you need to touch? What is the path you need to walk on? Nothing changes on the outside until we change on the inside. Nothing gets better out there until we get better in here. The reason you're at Exit Realty Lake Country and the reason you're not at some other company, the reason you're part of Aaron and Christie's company, y'all, and I'm telling you, I don't wish this on anybody. Can anybody see electricity? Can you see electricity? None of us can see electricity. We know electricity works. We understand the premise of electricity. We know that when we flip the switch on, the lights pop on, but we don't see the actual electricity, the energy transfer from the light to from the switch to the light. We don't see the energy actually go from the ignition to the result. We don't see we're not able to visually see what happens right there. We just know that there's a result. That's the same kind of energy that's in our life. That's the same kind of vibration that's in this company. It's the same kind of vibration that you find when you come to the Madison meeting and you don't know what it is that you just like coming and you feel better when you leave. It's the same feeling that you get when you go to church on a Sunday and you go to church on a Sunday and at some churches and you walk out the back door at church, you're like, oh my God, I'm walking on cloud nine. I literally think I could fly. It's because you've been sitting in that energy. You've been the recipient. You are the result of the switch being flipped. You are the result. You don't see the energy. You don't see the vibration, but you feel the lights flicker. You feel your lights come on. What's ha- I believe, I know. This is not a belief. This is a knowing. This is a truth. Birds of a feather flock together. That's the reason your grandmother told you that, and the reason she told you to watch who you hang out with and watch who you are around is because birds of a feather flock together. and you're known by the company that you keep. I can assure you, and I don't know if I know Christy's up because she's getting ready, and I wish she were in this call with me. Christy Dwyer has been on a journey probably since 2013, 2014. She's been on a journey, and her journey has taken her, and I say a journey, she's been on a journey since she's born, but really started to focus and pay attention to who she was on the inside. And as she got closer to recognizing who she actually was, as she got closer to recognizing who she was created to be, as she got closer to recognizing her value and impact on the world, her situation on the outside began to change because she began to accept only the things that were in line with who she was becoming as a person. And she began to disconnect herself from the things that didn't align with who she was becoming as a person. And in 2016, she was a better version of herself than she was in 2015. And 2017, she was a better version of who she was in 2016. And she started walking out that journey and walking out that path. I will tell you that my wife is a different person right now than she was a month ago. She's a different person right now than she was 6 months ago. I see a different pep in her step that I haven't seen in her since probably we met in 2018, 2019. There's a different energy in her right now that more closely resembles who she was in 2018 and 2019. And even through the midst of all the things that are going on, all it's done is recalibrated Christy to who she is and where she's going. So now what's happening is all the things on the outside are starting to change. All the things on the outside of us are beginning to change. And the things that are beginning to change, all the things that don't belong are falling away. So as she's hammering boards on her ark, as she's hammering boards on her boat, as she's starting to put these things in place, there are boards that she's not using. There are boards that just don't work in that spot. There are nails that get bent. There are things that go away, and those things get discarded. There are people that come in her life and stay for a minute, but when Christy's elevating and these people don't want to elevate, they go away. So the point of me saying saying all this is this: the things on the outside are beginning to change. And y'all, I'm telling you, the change is happening right now for Christy. The change is happening right now for Aaron. The change is happening right now for Christy and Aaron. The change is happening right now for Aaron and Christy coming together to sort of recalibrate us, to recalibrate who we are. It's starting to change the things out here. And things out here that are starting to change, that are starting to go away, the things that are going away because they don't align with who we are. They don't align with where we're going. They're not a part of this journey. And the things that are coming in to take their place, not only are they supposed to be a part of this journey, those people are boards that can be used. Those things are valuable to the mission. Those things are to be used to help save everybody else that's coming. Because the boat wasn't about Noah and his kids. The boat was about humanity. The boat was about everything that came behind. The boat was about protecting and preserving all these things so that the world could continue on when God got finished getting rid of all the crap that needed to go away. So what I'm saying to you is this: nothing changes on the outside until you change on the inside. And when you start changing on the inside, things on the outside will change and it will start to look different and it will start to appear different. And what you thought was a certain way will look completely differently. What you felt about a person one way will change. What they feel about you will change. Do not stop. Keep going. Keep walking in the direction of your dreams. Keep walking in the direction of your desires. Keep coming here and letting us breathe life under those sparks. Y'all, we are changing. Christy is changing on the inside. I promise you, Aaron is changing on the inside. Michelle Tilson is changing on the inside. Every one of you are on this journey to change a little bit on the inside, change a little bit on the inside, taking little small steps incrementally every single day to make huge, enormous changes on the outside. Things out here are going to change, y'all. Don't get tore up about it. Don't get tore up about it. Keep building your boat. Keep building your ark. Keep going in the direction of your dreams. Keep stacking those dang boards. Keep hammering those dang nails. Keep picking up the phone and calling people. Keep making those connections. Keep talking to other agents. Keep doing the things you're doing. Just do it with every bit of who you are inside. Keep doing it with every piece of who you are. I promise you. I promise you. This is what I know. If we do what we're called to do, God will provide the wood. If we start building the boat and we endure the criticism, we endure the haters, we endure the challenging mornings, we endure the dark nights, we endure the rain and the storms. If we open up our eyes and look out ahead, God provides the wood. God directs our paths. All things work together for good for those who love the Lord and are called according to his purpose. Let people go away. Let the old things go away. All things become new. Let that stuff go away. Because guess what, man? We are bringing people into our circle. Y'all stick around. We are bringing people into our circle. We're about to expose every one of you in this company to a level of hope, a level of joy, a level of happy, a level of success, a level of things, a level of what's the word I'm looking for? God, that's good right there. Boy, Lynn Garrison, she did this. She came on the top rope with an elbow. She said when Noah built the ark, God didn't hand him 2x4s, he gave him a forest. Didn't give him 2x4s, he gave him a forest. You ever hear that thunder? It's about to storm. Nothing changes on the outside till you change on the inside. Walk in your strength. Walk in your purpose. Walk. You couldn't be in a better spot. Y'all have got a leader in Christy Dwyer. She's one of the strongest women I absolutely know. She's one of the strongest women I've ever been around. And y'all, as her husband, that is sometimes scary. And as her husband, that is sometimes a painful experience. And sometimes as her spouse, that is a that is a that is a give and take. And that is sometimes, man, when you got two personalities like ours, that can be challenging. It can be challenging. But here's what I know. Y'all couldn't have a better leader. Y'all couldn't have a better person leading this ship, walking out in a purpose, looking at someone as an example to be an example for you. I'm telling you, you couldn't have a better one. We are Exit Realty Lake Country. Y'all know I said this a bunch of times. We're gonna be a light on a hill. We're gonna be something up on that hill that people see, that people want, and people want to come to. We're going to be that thing on the hill that people are going to look and say, there's something different over there. That's what I got to go get. And here's the sad thing, the people that have walked away, the people that have given up, the people who have decided this wasn't for them, they lost their way. Most of them have just lost their way. That's okay. Some of them weren't supposed to be here. Some of them will probably come back. But it happens. Some people just got to go find themselves. They gotta go figure out how beautiful this energy is, how beautiful this vibration really is, how beautiful this thing really is, and that the fact that their lights come on when they're around people in good energy, and the lights go off when there ain't no electricity, they gotta figure that they have to figure that out on their own. Christy said he gives us everything we need. We have to put in the work to create what he's designed for us. The boat didn't build itself. The boat didn't build itself. Your boat ain't gonna build itself. Your boat's out there, but it may take you building it, or it might be there in the harbor, and it's going to take a journey, a long walk from here to there. Casey, she said something earlier. It's hard to get started, but the journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. 75 hard, Michelle. 29 days left, girl. Michelle and Jared Tilson, 29 days left. Congratulations. The journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. 75 hard started with day one. It takes one little bitty thing to create the next little bitty thing. It takes one little bitty spark to ignite the next spark, to connect to the next spark, connect to the next spark, to ignite into a flame. It takes a little bit of wood, a little bit of kindling, a little bit of smoke, a little bit of oxygen to build that flame. And then before long, you can see that fire from miles and miles away. Nothing changes on the outside till you change on the inside. Successful people readily take action. Successful people take the steps in the direction of their dreams. At some point, have you seen enough? Are you ready to make a purchase? You just got to take action. You hear it all the time. Just go take action. Just go do this damn thing. Just go do the damn thing. Love y'all. Been here long enough. Went past my time. This was got kind of fired up there in the middle. My apologies. Love y'all. Love you, love you, love you. I cannot wait until I'm so excited for us. I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for where we're headed. I just want to be an encouragement, and I want you to be encouraged through this time. I want you to be encouraged through this moment that we're in, and I want to give you some light. I want to give you some love. I want to let you know it's okay. The boat's getting built. Okay, the boat's getting built. Love y'all. Be good. Be great. Be you. Have an awesome freaking Thursday, and love you. Bye, y'all. Go get him, Casey.